Well, today I need to fix issue here with this golf cart. You can see the plastic here is kind of split down the seam here, just off that seam. So I'm going to try out this new plastic welding kit I had purchased. I think they're supposed to work pretty good from what I've heard. And originally I was just going to fiberglass this and then sand it down, and I may end up doing that anyway before I paint it, but I think I'm going to test this out and use these staples that they have with the kit to see if it'll actually make it stronger. Put a bunch of staples on it and then fiberglass over it and sand it down, smooth it out before I sand all this down and paint it. So we're gonna give it a whirl and see how it works. You know, like I said, I've got no affiliation with Amazon or even any of these products here. Don't even really know exactly which manufacturer is the one that made this, but from what I hear, they work pretty good. So let's give it a try. The kit itself comes with, I don't know, 400 or 500 different types of staples, thinner ones, thicker ones, ones for, working on angles, ones for working in straight spots, a little cheap pair of nips, and, just a little razor knife. Nothing special, but it's kind of handy to at least give you some of the stuff you can use if you don't have a bunch of these tools. This is nice for snipping off the ends if you need to, or if you're having a problem with the gun there and you need to pull a staple off, you can pull a staple off when it's warm or hot. So the instructions seem pretty straightforward. You are to insert your staple into the gun, hold this for 5 seconds, the trigger, to let this heat up, and then you will put it into the plastic, and then basically take your finger off the trigger, let this cool off for like 45 seconds. Interesting. I don't think this is going to work on this such hard plastic. It does not seem to want to actually go down into it. Let me move this camera a little bit. Yeah, it may be only good on softer plastic, because I held this down till that coil was getting bright red, and you could see the smoke, the charring of that plastic. Definitely not going to work for this situation. I could see it working on different plastic, and actually I want to try that in a second on some different plastic that I have, just for a comparison. It's definitely not working on this, which is unfortunate, because it would have been a nice little fix for making this solid again. And it's not too big of an ordeal because, like I said, I'm going to use fiberglass filler and skim coat it. And I actually may have my daughter do it. She did a nice job in the back of the seat. So but let's try some of the plastic. Well, that's a little more promising. That's got one in there right now to hold it, and I'm going to put a few more in there, and I'll probably end up epoxying it anyway to add some extra strength, but that may actually fix this so the seat can properly stay on that little scooter over there. I'm fairly happy with that. That's worked surprisingly well, all things considered, where the golf cart plastic was just almost impenetrable. It's actually worked out pretty well with this one. And so basically you pop it in, hold that trigger. It says 5 seconds, but I hold it a little longer, get it nice and red, and then I hold it for another second or two once it gets into the plastic, and then you wait. Just hold it, wait for that to cool just a little bit. They say 45 seconds, but you know, as long as it stays sturdy enough for you to slide the staple out of the gun. Right there. And that is perfect. And then I'm just gonna add a few more and then snip it all off afterwards, and then I'll epoxy it. So yeah, I don't have any complaints. This is for a setup that was like 22 bucks, and they have a whole bunch of different ones on Amazon and anywhere pretty much. You get a handy little thing. This is a lot better than trying to epoxy something and then, you know, it snaps off you know, a few days later, or just won't stay because it doesn't have any rigidity inside of the plastic anymore, and you're just basically attempting to keep it. This is basically melting that plastic almost back together. Yeah, I'm pretty impressed, pretty happy with it. So, you know, if you got a lot of plastic that you do stuff with, then, you know, do a lot of tinkering, spend your 22 bucks and make your life a lot easier. That's it. I hope you enjoyed.